Zo best practices delen, dat hebben we natuurlijk graag. Dat is ook de bedoeling van het forum van vandaag. Dat gaan we nu ook doen met Lorenz Verbist, Supply Chain Director bij Makro en ook voorzitter van het innovatiecomité. Dus als het gaat om innoveren en die impact van wat we allemaal al gehoord hebben vandaag met ons te delen, dan zijn we alvast heel blij dat hij erbij is vandaag.
Let's make it a bit more comfortable. I don't trust the chair, so I'm going to put this aside. Okay. We're nearing the end, which is good. I'm also hungry, so that's something to look forward to. I have 10 minutes, even less I see, so I will also try to keep in my time. I'm very happy to tell you a bit more about the strategy we have aligned as GS1. And I hope you like comics, because remember Spider-Man saying, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, we at GS1, we kind of feel the same, because with great insight comes great responsibilities. And actually we mean by that we as GS1 see it as our commitment and our engagement to you, our community, our members, to enable a circular economy, but also to you enable to create a digital product passport. And this is why we, the GS1 Belgilux board, but also the management team, have tried to translate this commitment into a 3-year strategy. I'd like to explain you what it is, but I also would like to tell you how we got there. So let's set the scene first. You all know that markets change constantly, businesses change constantly, and we cannot ignore these emerging trends. I think this forum already has made that very clear. Even as a non-profit organization, we need to be vigilant and proactive more than ever. We need to respond to more consuming or more demanding consumers. We see technologies evolving very rapidly, and we see new players in the market like solution providers and also new business partners impacting GS1 and his members. You've understood by now that we're going from a linear to a circular economy model, and this slide perfectly summarizes what already has been said during this forum. Circular economy is not possible without verified and trusted data, and circular economy is not possible without interoperability. Upon creating our new strategy, we know our role is twofold. On the one hand, we need to leverage existing standards and infrastructures. We need to minimize impacts. We need to protect what is already there, but also who is already there. And typically, GS1 members are in this part of the ecosystem: manufacturers, retailers, end users. You here in the audience are most probably too. And you are part of our current ecosystem, and it's you that we need to protect. On the other hand, a circular economy model will introduce new stakeholders which GS1 is not always familiar working with, such as upstream stakeholders like sorters or recyclers. An unseen amount of data will flow through the value chain in different structures and through different systems. Many will communicate to many, online, but also offline, not only for one life cycle, but for multiple life cycles. The only way to connect these stakeholders and this data is through standardization and interoperability. And let's not be mistaken, GS1 will not be the only ones with standards in this story. We even need to achieve interoperability between different industry standards. For this new large ecosystem, we need to create value as much as possible, by leveraging on what we have, but also by focusing on what we don't have. We at GS1, we are not afraid of this challenge. We are focused and we are very motivated to fulfill our new mission. We believe in the power of standards to transform the way we work, we consume, we enable reuse, repair, recycle, and we live. So let's dive into the strategy of 23-25. But before doing that, or before defining the strategy with the team, we had to align on the priorities first. And at this point in the forum, I hope it's all clear and you can all agree that identification and verification of identifiers is crucial to enable a circular economy. The ones who remember the visual from the previous slide, they know there are new players in the field, and this means we will need to expand our collaboration efforts to a larger community. We cannot do this alone, and we cannot remain between the boundaries of Belgium and Luxembourg. It's a European task, and maybe even a global one, and more than ever, we need to act as one GS1. On the very right side, you will see that we will keep on focusing on process efficiencies, what we have done the last couple of years. We will be focused on digitalization and user experience, both for our internal operations, but also for our members. When you enter a new territory, a guide might be useful to show you around. A new strategy is a bit like a new territory. So it actually made sense that we were defining guiding principles as well. And these are actually portraying the values we wish to always respect and to always keep in mind. And the first one is trust. It's a beautiful and promising word. And whatever we do, we as GS1 need to ensure the trust. We need to make sure our members can trust our identifiers, can trust the data, but also can trust each other. The second guiding principle is a bit more difficult. The word is not as beautiful, but it is as important. Interoperability. We have said it a couple of times today. Interoperability. We as GS1, we need to ensure interoperability between GS1 organizations and between IT systems and between other industries as well is possible. And that it will become part of this new large ecosystem. We must do our utter best to facilitate that people, that the systems and the standards can talk to each other. And this slide is most probably the most important one. It sketches our ambition and our objective. Our ambition is to protect and to create value for our members along the customer journey. And our objective is to enable the circular economy with trusted identifiers and trusted data. So very concretely, what does this now mean? We will be focusing on 4 strategic goals. First, we want to improve, ensure, and continue to work on quality of data and the efficiency of our data exchange. And this includes leveraging, but also expanding our GDSN network. Also, we want to drive further implementations of transactional and event data exchange. Second, we want to stimulate and facilitate a digital and green ecosystem. This includes deepening our relationships with existing partners, with the existing community, but also engaging with new players. We want to become your partner in the ecosystem through collaboration, digitization, but also through innovation. Third, we want to make sure that every identifier, whether it's a GLN or a GTING or any other, is unique, verified, but also trusted. And this includes accelerating the use of the Global One registries and verified by GS1. It also includes initiatives to roll out the GLN and the digital coupon. And fourth, last but not least, we want to enable our members to make use of a digital product passport based on the GS1 standards, but also the standards they are already using. On top, we want to enable a service which is designed at European level, but which is accessible for all our GS1 Belgilux members. So, what is our commitment for the next 3 years? It's a bit of a repetition of what has already been said, but our identifiers need to be unique, open, interoperable, verified, and authenticated. For economic operators, we go via the GLN, for products via the GTIN. Data must be linked to identifiers for multiple life cycles based on harmonized data models, and the quality of the data must be ensured. And of course, the data exchange must be open and interoperable via GDSN, via APCIS, which I also just learned today, or EDI or PEPL. Voila. This is a bit of the strategy we have aligned within the board, which is the strategy for the next 3 years, 23 to 25. I think it's now time to close and to give the last word to the guest speakers. Voila.
Thank you very much, dear Lawrence. Actually, I thought you were doing my job and inviting Jan on stage.